Hey there, my name is Adam Bruno. I'm a premier portable buildings dealer up in Alberta, Canada. Been doing it now for about the past 2 years, and I just wanted to kind of go over the story of how we went from selling zero to doing some $250,000 per month sales months. So just to prove what we've done here, going into our dashboard, October did 256,000. September we did 172,000. August we did, what was it? 223,000. So you kind of get the point or the idea of our sales numbers, just to kind of go over that. So it's just kind of a little presentation of the process and the story of where we went from starting to where we're at now, which is November of 2025. So building phases of selling buildings. So my dad got me into this business. He started doing it when he found out about it a bit. We got our buildings dropped off the lot. We did go to the shop and get a little bit more information on the buildings. This is all so new to me, so I don't really have too much knowledge on it at this point. I barely could answer any questions if you would to ask me. I was still in business and marketing in university at this time, not during the summer, of course, but this was not my main primary focus. My dad was mainly doing it. The first couple of sales, September 2023, were just all Facebook Marketplace postings. We had only our stock inventory photos. I didn't really have too many photos of other buildings, only 4 models on our lot. And for me, it was very difficult selling. Like I thought, just post a couple Facebook ads on Marketplace and you would get a bunch of sales. It was not that easy. People have questions, people needed follow-ups. I'm sure you guys know that it's a whole struggle, right? And at this time, I was just beginning university again, and my dad was mainly handling everything at this point. Now, April 2024, at this point, I had graduated, and so I had a good amount more free time on my hands. I didn't have a full-time job. I was kind of figuring out what I wanted to do and needed to do for business and making money on my own. And we decided to go to the shop to pay them a visit. I recorded a bunch of videos and photos of custom builds for the marketing, which having more content of buildings and getting a better idea of the construction of everything definitely helped us for selling. Posting a bunch more on Marketplace, so flooding that space with ads of different styles and models, not just the ones that we specifically had on our lot, helped a lot. And we had the website up and running completely. So I worked alongside a website developer to build us a custom website with SEO in the back end so that we're kind of coming up when people are looking for portable buildings, sheds, garages, when they type that into Google, right? At this point, me and my dad were still working together on this. He was working on it, I was working on it. He wasn't doing it full time because he has another job. But we were collecting phone numbers, emails, basic follow-ups, no CRM or dedicated follow-up system, which was, it's a downfall. I mean, if you don't have a dedicated follow-up system and a step-by-step process that you follow for each person that comes in, you're losing out on sales one way or another. I mean, even if you don't see it, you definitely are. June 2024, we started getting a good amount of sales. So Marketplace ads were working well. Sometimes certain Marketplace ads would take off, get thousands of views. Other times they'd only get a couple hundred views. We were getting a good amount of inquiries on these and figuring out the rhythm to produce sales. So it's not rocket science to sell sheds, but I mean, this was my first time ever selling things. And it takes some time to learn it. It takes some time to be able to answer the questions when people are asking them over the phone, right? We had a couple of $150,000 months during the summer months, but it wasn't very consistent, not too predictable. It was not very predictable. And of course, I already mentioned graduated uni, and I was doing this more full time. So still not 100% of my time was being here, but I was looking more into it and spending more of my time building up this business. And we were still doing it completely remotely as well. Now, building the system. So come October, then we started testing new ways to bring in leads. So either that's paid advertising to our landing page and websites, more SEO. And there was lots of trial and error, no dedicated way still that we had to track the leads, CRM, so that my dad could see the leads that I was working with, he could see the leads that he was working with. We were kind of all over the place, and sometimes we'd be talking to the same person, not very organized at all. So if you have a sales rep and you're also selling and you guys are working together, it's pretty important to make sure that you guys know that you're on the same page and not talking to the same person and trying to sell the same person the same shed from the same business, right? And then January, during the slow season, I decided to begin building more. So I built a full shed-specific CRM, so customer relationship management software, with a bunch of automations in the back end, lead tracking, automatic follow-up, so that we were texting these people, emailing these people, staying on top of them, and we weren't missing any sales, and sales weren't slipping through the cracks, right? Then scaling to our first $200,000 month. So March 2025, this year, broke our first $200,000 month. I was doing this all on my own now. So February, my dad completely stepped away from doing this. He gave it all to me for me to take over and start doing it. So February we did, I believe it was 170-ish thousand in sales. And then March we did $200,000. So this was kind of like, holy crap, this is some pretty good money here that we're making. In the summer of 2025, we were consistently doing $180,000 to $250,000 months. So very good, consistent money that we were getting. Of course, it fluctuates per month. You can't always be reaching certain numbers, but we had the system and the formula that we were doing in order to get these numbers. So it was a mix of organic SEO, and then paid traffic and having a solid follow-up system. So the follow-up system is what really completely changed it for us, that we were able to track these leads, put down notes as to where they're at in the sales process, if they're interested right now, if they're wanting to wait a bit, right? And we realized this is predictable and then also scalable with paid advertising, right? And where we're at now, so now it's November 2025. I sell the sheds and buildings completely on my own, have been now for the past 10, 11 months, and working completely remotely out of country. This is a photo here of me in Brazil. I sell the buildings completely all over the phone, currently in Brazil at the moment, and I built everything around efficiency, systems, and automations. So we want to make it as simple, clean as possible. Typically, I'd say you could do this if you're spending 2 hours a day, you could be selling these numbers if you're doing the right actions and inputting it and tracking it all. Obviously, some days might be a little bit longer than 2 hours, but 2 hours is really all you need to reach this point. And what started as a small project now has become a full-blown business, and we're looking to expand into trailers and carry other products as well too. Lessons learned throughout this whole process. It's a process, right? It's not luck at all. You have to be willing to learn, work with new ways of marketing, new ways of tracking leads and following up with people. And if you learn to market properly, follow up and stay consistent, you'll win. So self-explanatory, but I know a lot of people don't do that. It's very basic stuff, but doing the basic, boring tasks typically yield the biggest results. And this business changed my life, and definitely can do that for other people as well too. Even if you're getting $100,000 months, there's still ways to do a couple of changes that could easily add on another $20,000, $50,000 worth of sales, right? So I appreciate you watching. If you've stayed all the way to this, I would be open to connecting. If you have any questions on what we can do to possibly boost your sales and get you more sales in your shed business or in portable buildings business, feel free to shoot me an email. My email's in the description below, or just shoot me a message here on Facebook, and I'd be happy to connect. So thank you and take care.